Okay, hi everybody, this is Mr. Manning, and this video is going to be about creating a accounts payable subsidiary ledger, and then also about creating a schedule of accounts payable. So a document that you might want while you're watching this video is called 11.1 Work Together. And you'll notice on this document when you open it up, it actually has several tabs across the bottom. So you'll see all 5 of the special journals. So there's a purchases, cash payments, sales, cash receipts, and general journal. And then you're also going to see 2 more tabs. One of them is called a subsidiary ledger, and we're doing accounts payable. And then right next to it is called a schedule of accounts payable. All right, so quick review first. The reason we're doing this is we are going to record transactions from the special journals into the accounts payable subsidiary ledger. And a subsidiary ledger is ledgers that is for only one single thing. So we are only concerned about accounts payable transactions. Any other transactions we are going to ignore right now. So we have 5 special journals, like I mentioned earlier. I am going to very quickly look through these 5 journals, and I'm going to see if I can identify if they have accounts payable transactions or not. So the first one is the purchases journal. And over here on the right is the place where you put in your numbers. And I can see that this is the purchases debit and accounts payable credit. So accounts payable credit, right off the bat, that tells me that that is an accounts payable, so therefore I am going to use this journal as I do my subsidiary ledger. Let's look at cash payments now. So here's cash payments. I am looking through again, general debit, general credit. There's accounts payable again. This time it is a debit though, which will be important later. Let's go to sales. Let's see, accounts receivable, sales, sales tax payable. Nope. So I do not even have to look at sales when I do this. How about cash receipts? General debit, credit, accounts receivable, sales, sales tax payable, sales discount, cash. Nope, I don't see accounts payable on this one either. So I don't need to look at cash receipts. And finally, general journal, accounts payable, golf craft supply, accounts payable, floral designs. Okay, so it looks like just by my quick little overview that we are going to use the purchases journal, the cash payments journal, and a couple of transactions on the general journal. All right, so let's begin. On the purchases journal, we list, over here on the left, we list the company that is the accounts payable. That is the company that we are purchasing something from and that we are promising to pay back later. I see one company called American Paint. Here is Ceramic Supply, Floral Designs. There's American Paint again, Golf Craft Supply, Ceramic Supply, that's the one from up here, and American Paint one more time. So it looks like, if I'm counting right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 different companies that have accounts payable accounts. So I'm going to go over to my subsidiary ledgers, and up here where it says vendor, I am going to put the name of the company, and then I am going to give it a vendor number. So let's do the very first one, American Paint. So we're going to put them right here. And the vendor number is going to be a 4-digit number. And yes, it's 4 digits instead of 3. I know when we were working with small businesses, we used only 3 digits for accounts, but corporations use 4 because they simply have more. And this number has to start with a 2. So I'm going to give this one the number of 2100. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same for the other 3 companies. So Ceramic Supply. And I'm going to give this one the number of 2110. And then we've got Floral Designs. This one's going to get the number of 2120. And then finally, the last one is Golf Craft Supply. and I'm going to give that one the number of 2130. So as long as it's a 4-digit number and it starts with a 2, you're fine. I did mine this way because I like to separate them out a little bit in case if I need to add some in later. So most accountants leave a little bit of space if they want to add some in later. But it's really up to you. If it starts with a 2 and it's 4 digits, you're fine. Okay, so now I'm going to start recording transactions into my ledgers. And I'm going to start with the purchases journal. So American Paint, accounts payable credit's very important, for $1,050. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to find American Paint right here. The date is August 2nd. So I put August 2nd. Don't need to put anything here. Post reference is where you got this number from. So this is the purchases journal and it's page 7. So I am going to put P7, purchases page 7. And it was a credit for $1,050. So $1,050. And because that's my very first transaction, that is also my balance. All right, I'm going to do a couple more, and then we'll jump to the cash payments. Ceramic Supply on August 5th, credit of $540. So Ceramic Supply, August 5th. This also came from P7. It was a credit of $540. It's my very first transaction, so that's also my balance. August 6th, Floral Designs for $750. So come down here to Floral Designs. August, I forgot, what was it? August 6th. And it was for $750, and that's also my balance because it's my first transaction. Let's do one more. Here's American Paint again. August 8th, credit for $600. So I'm going to go back up to American Paint. August 8th, still coming from P7. And it was for $600. $600. Now, my original balance was $1,050 credit. I am adding another $600 credit because it's credit. I add them together. If you can do this in your head, great. But if you want to rely on Google Sheets, which is always a good idea because it gets it always right, you can write a quick equation. Okay, so I'm going to quickly pause the video and I'm going to fill in the rest of these and then we'll move to the cash payments. Okay, we're back, and you can see that I have filled in the last 3 transactions from the purchases journal. So I have 3 transactions in American Paint. My balance is $2,225. Ceramic Supply has 2, Floral Designs has 1, and Golf Craft Supply has 1. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the cash payments journal because the cash payments journal also have accounts payable transactions. I only have to worry about the transactions that are accounts payable. If there is nothing here, like on August 12th and August 17th, I can skip those transactions because they don't have anything to do with accounts payable. But it does look like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions that do. Over here on the left is the company that is related to that transaction. So here are those companies that we were using before. And then something else to remember is this is a debit transaction. Very important. All right, so August 7th, American Paint, a debit of $1,050. So I'm going to go over here to American Paint, August 7th. All right, now you'll notice that these are not in chronological order all of a sudden. That is totally fine. On subsidiary ledgers, they do not have to go in chronological order. You record them by the special journal. So you start with the purchases journal and basically you just work left to right. Then you go to the cash payments, and then if you need these other journals, you use them. We will use the journal later. So August 7th, American Paint, $1,050 debit. This is coming from the cash payments journal, and the number on the cash payments journal is page 5. So I'm going to put a CP5 for cash payments, page 5, and this is a debit of $1,050. Okay, my previous balance was $2,225 credit. I now have a debit balance of a debit transaction of $1,050. Debits and credits are opposite, so I have to subtract these two. And once again, I am going to use Google Sheets to do the math for me. All right, let's record a few more. Here's ceramic supply, August 11th, debit of $270. So ceramic supply, August 11th. It's coming from CP5, and it's a debit of $250. Oh, $270. I thought that was wrong. $270. All right. Remember, credit balance, debit transaction, got to subtract. Okay. Let's do one more. I get a skip August 12th because there's nothing in the accounts payable debit. August 14th, floral designs, debit of $500. So August 14th, CP5. Oh, I just realized I forgot to put the purchases there. That's okay. And that was a debit transaction of $500. Subtract my credit and my debit, leaving me with $250. Okay, once again, I'm going to pause and I'm going to do the last two cash payments, and then we'll return to do general journal. All right, we're back again. I recorded the last couple of transactions for the cash payments journal. We are now ready to go to the general journal. So there are only two transactions in the general journal. We have an accounts payable to Gulfcraft Supply, a debit of $225. So I'm going to go to Gulfcraft Supply. It was a debit of $225. The transaction date was August 13th, and this is General Journal 3. So August 13th, General Journal 3, or GJ3, and that leaves us with a zero balance. So they returned whatever they bought from us. And then we've got accounts payable floral designs on August 17th for $100. So August 17th, GJ3, 100, leaves us with $150. All right, and we have recorded all of the transactions that have something to do with cash payments. So we recorded these 5, we recorded these 2 from the general journal, and in the purchases journal, all of these had something to do with accounts payable. All right. Finally, last but not least, we have to do an accounts or schedule of accounts payable. Schedule of accounts payable is just simply a list. So up at the top, you're going to say this is a schedule of accounts payable. You're going to put the date that you created this. Since we're in the month of August, you are going to put August 31st. We'll say 2018. And actually, this needs to go here. And then the name of the company goes right here. So I've never, name of company. Okay. Now you're going to record every single account. Over here on the left, you're going to put its account number. So we started off with 2100. 2100, and that was American Paint. And it currently has a balance of $575. And then 2110 was Ceramic Supply. And Ceramic Supply has a balance of $270. 2120 was Floral Designs. And Floral Designs has a balance of $150. And this last one, you can list it if you want, but it has a zero balance at the moment. So if you didn't want to list it, you wouldn't have to. I'm going to go ahead and list it, but you wouldn't have to if it has a zero balance. All right. Finally, you are going to total these up. You're going to add all 4 of these numbers together. So I'm going to do a quick equation. And I might highlight that real quick just so I can easily see it. So my accounts payable are worth a total of $995. That is the number that I will put into the worksheet, the balance sheet, and the income statement. And that is how you do an accounts payable subsidiary ledger and a schedule of accounts payable.